What's up, you absolute beautician? It's Ryan here, and today I'm really excited to go over how you're going to double your landing page or your funnel conversion rate, because there's a lot of things I'm seeing in LeadBase Pro that people are just doing, frankly, they're doing them wrong. And so in this video, I did some homework. I sat down with the founder of LeadCapture.io, John Porini. He's actually in our LeadBase Pro group, by the way, so you can ask him questions if you join LeadBase Pro for just $99 a month. And if you hate it, you can get your money back. It's like a no-brainer, guys. But I sat down with him and we talked about exactly how to do this, how to double your landing page conversion rate. And it was cool because, you know, our landing pages do a lot of these things, but there's things that I think we can improve upon. So I'm stoked to implement them. And so I've created this little guide for you guys. I'm going to put it in the description of this video. And we're going to talk about what John told me. He imposed his wisdom upon me. He's seen a lot of funnels, to say the least, because it's what he does. And so he sees what works. And I'm going to kind of go hand in hand here with an example of one of our pages, Insurance Ian. And you're going to see some things we're doing, I think, really well, and some things we could do better. So let's see what he says here with us. Okay, so we've got keep landing pages radically simple. That was his number one tip that he really wanted to get across. And this is going to sound a bit of like a contradiction with some of the stuff we've been teaching, but at the end of the day, this is something I firmly believe in. So if you've been a part of LeadBase Pro, or you've seen my channel, we've been talking about the evergreen funnel and using longer form funnels. I still stand behind that if you're having trouble with lead quality. But at the end of the day, what's going to convert the best is a very, very simple funnel. And so I just added a video actually to LeadBase Pro where I kind of go through the step-by-step of building out your funnel. You want to start as very simple and add one variable at a time as needed to increase quality or to increase conversion or to do whatever kind of your goal is. So we start with meta lead forms. We get a few leads with that to see if our creative's working. Then we move to a very, very, very simple landing page funnel with a minimal amount of questions, no text verification. And once we figure out that that's working, we're getting leads there, we start adding more questions. Then we add text verification to a small variant of the landing page traffic, maybe 20%, to see what the drop-off is when we text verify. That being said, we only want to sell text verified leads anyway, but we just want to see, how much more is it costing us to add text verification and some more questions. And then if we're still having issues with lead quality, and I find this is, in more complex niches like, wealth or, investments, maybe even like solar where there's not much trust, either trust or complexity of product. That's when it makes sense to have a interstitial page in between your quiz and the ad. So the ad goes to a page with a VSL or something, then it goes to a quiz page because you need to build that trust. And we've actually done that, I would say, in 50% of cases, because it helps build trust with the client. It helps generate a very, very high quality lead. Anyways, though, those leads are probably costing 50% more, but for us, it just makes sense with our client to pay 50% more, but get them a higher quality lead. But in something like life insurance, it's a lot more straightforward, or mortgages, or roofing. A very simple landing page is all you need. And this is going to also come down to your client and how good they are at lead gen. If you have a very simple landing page that you just send people through a quiz, the number of questions is going to matter in terms of building friction. But also, if your client just doesn't know how to work leads, they're just going to tell you that the lead quality is not good on your quiz page. But if you have a good client who actually knows how to work leads, you can totally just use a very, very simple quiz page. And I would say 9 out of 10 times, it's going to work very well. Anyways, that's my very long prologue to this masterpiece here that John gave us. Keep your landing pages simple. I'm gonna say to you guys, do that. And if you're still having problems with quality, you have a complex product, you have trust issues, you can use the evergreen funnel. And we've changed some of our core stuff around with this. I think we pushed the evergreen funnel a little too hard, and then people with very simple, things like painting or insurance were using it. I'm like, you don't need it for that necessarily. You can use a simple landing page. So I'm not always right, guys. Okay, it's that I'm humble. Sorry, it's cringe. Let's actually get through the guide here. Keep landing pages radically simple. Clear outcome-led headline as the hero. And we obviously want to match the ad. Big readable typography. So don't have your text over like some photo where you can't read it properly. Any reason you give people to get off this page, they will. If there's anything confuses them, anything doesn't look right, anything is like hard to read, they're gone. Like I'm telling you, that's not an exaggeration. People don't get that. That's one thing people really don't get. That's why people use Go High Level and they're like, what's my lead? Why aren't they converting? They switch to Unbound. It just loads 1 second faster and their conversion rate goes up by 50%. And I've heard a dozen people tell me this already, that they're like, you were right. And it's just these little tiny things that make a difference. Above the fold is very important. So don't have your quiz at the bottom of the page. Have your quiz first thing they see is the first quiz question. And then you can have your trust elements near the form or just below the form. So here's ours. We've got Insurance Ian. We've got a couple different headlines here. So this is our main headline that we would be testing. Is get your family 655,000 in coverage. There's not a lot going on the page. We've got 5 stars. This is for Alberta, so we've got a little Alberta flag. We changed the flag per province, or we have some campaigns that are national across the US or Canada. We've got our brand name, got this little guy here. And first thing, check if you qualify. That's it. So very simple. Check if you qualify. For what? Getting your family 655,000 plus in coverage. We mess around with the number here. We try 497,000, 362,000, 892,000. We want to try different numbers and just see if one magically hits, because sometimes it can make a big difference. You'd be surprised. Okay, we've got this trust factor here that we've already approved 518 people. This page is obviously an older page that I'm using for video purposes because it still says 2024. We have some newer live versions of this page that I'm not going to share for obvious reasons. And then we've got we've kind of named the plan something different, the new Alberta Life Benefit Plan. So we've kind of gotten away from the benefit language now, but you can have a kind of a sub headline here. It might say, get your family 655,000 in coverage, do it all in less than a minute and less than $1 per day, or see if you qualify in less than a minute. See if you qualify in less than 127 seconds. See if your family can get approved today, whatever. So we can mess around and test all these headlines. The headline is so crucial. You need to test the headline, okay? And that's what John told me. So I've seen this so many times. Treat headline A/B test as the first and constant experiment. This is so true. That's the one thing I test, because you're testing your ad creatives and you're getting a certain click-through rate, right? And let's say you send 100 people to your landing page, you might convert 10 of them, 10%, right? But when you change your headline, you might now you could go from 10 to 20. And that means your lead cost just went from $50 to $25. That's such a strong lever to pull, is just converting more people on your landing page. And a lot of people focus so much on their ad creative and they're like, how many ads should I be creating? I'm like, yes, obviously you want to test your ads, but if your landing page is converting at 4%, that's a problem that you need to solve. You might be able to get that to 12% and your lead cost goes from 60 to 20. And that's a very easy lever to pull, is just changing headlines and trying different stuff out. It's also going to give you ideas for your ads. So speak to the desired outcome. How much coverage could you get? So again, you could qualify for 655K. Mirror ad keyword language to boost relevance. So yeah, you want to obviously have congruency. You don't want to say something on the ad that's like get 387,000 and then the landing page is 655. So really just focus on keeping those congruent as much as possible. First question matters. Start with an easy, motivating multiple choice. Coverage amount. Why are you looking for X? Avoid open-ended first. Exception. Zip first works in home services. In insurance, use state drop down early. So I think we tested a few things here, and we did find that age worked well. But we also said who is this coverage for? We said for my spouse, for my kids. We tested that one. But yeah, you want these micro commitments to happen. So we've got them to commit from clicking from the ad into the landing page. And now we want them to start making micro commitments along the quiz and say yes, 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 yes. It's like a salesperson on a sales call. Get them to say yes, and then you can keep getting them to say yes. What you could do here is say, you could even start with, and we do this sometimes, do you live in the United States of America? Most Americans are, patriotic, and they want to be like, hell yeah, I do, brother. I live in the United States of America. No offense to Americans. That was my Southern accent. I have a Canadian accent, you see, and I love Canada, eh? You hoser. And well, I'm doing a lot of cringe stuff today. We do age first. We'll go through ours. Do you currently have life insurance? No. What is your gender? Male. How much coverage are you looking for? 250,000. Do you have any health conditions? Anything noteworthy such as diabetes, stroke? No. Are you a smoker? No. Smokers are jokers, dudes. What province are you in? I'm not in Manitoba. That's fine. And then what we've done here is dynamically updated this. So this is another cool thing that you guys can do. So we want these questions to be easy answers. We don't want to start by asking them how much they weigh, or, they're just crazy hard questions to answer right off the bat. So, gender can be an easy one to ask first. Where do you live, or what state do you live in? Again, zip code can work for for home services, because it's like, well, we need to know where they live, and someone's going to think like, oh, if I put my zip code in, it's not my address I'm giving them, it's the zip code. Then I can see how much I'm going to get from this calculator thing I'm filling out. First question matters. Micro personalization to maintain momentum. So thread, yeah, so 20,000 coverage selected. So that's what we did here. So it looks like you may qualify for this coverage. So we've kind of personalized that a little bit. Light name echoing can help. It could be like, yes, dynamic name, but we haven't asked for their name yet. So you can at the end say like, yes, Ryan, you may qualify for life insurance. And we say quick life insurance here, just to kind of change it up a little bit and be like, hey, this is gonna be a quick process. Very, direct copy. If you have too much going on, you're saying too much, we're just saying, based on your answers, you may qualify for this. Complete the next steps to receive your no obligation quote from an advisor in, again, dynamic state and dynamic amount. Okay, very simple page. We don't want them to read too much. We don't want to confuse people, okay? The best thing that you guys all could do watching this video is simplify your landers, simplify your funnels. Just keep it simple. You can always add more after and see what works, but if you start with this freaking essay, you're not going to convert people. Progress bar. So John saw this thing where you don't want this mega progress bar and never on step one. So that's something interesting. He sees a drop off if there's a progress bar on step one. Keep it small and understated when shown. So ours might be too big there. I don't know how, maybe that's making a bigger difference than I think. Step level analytics and generic conversion rate, instrument step-by-step drop off. So figure out what your step-by-step drop off is, and microcopy can rescue high friction fields. Example, enter your name to save progress, halved abandonment on a real funnel, which is crazy. I love that. So when they get to the name thing, it's like, yeah, put your name in to save your quote now, and so you don't lose it. Expect small tweaks to compound into big lift. So again, your landing page is converting at 10 out of 100. Every little micro copy thing you put in there could make that 11, could make that 12, could make that 13. So again, why are they giving you their phone number? Hey, give us your phone number so that in case we lose this session and we need to confirm your quote with you, and to make sure you lock in your savings, or to make sure you lock in, whatever. So we want to give them reasons throughout. We want to assure people throughout. Dynamic post submit redirects lift contact rate from 10 to 20%. So on accepted leads, instantly render a buyer branded thank you page, route via distribution platform. So this is what we do with Lead Prosper. Is the lead comes in through our lead capture funnel. It goes to Lead Prosper. It is assigned to a client. This is all happening in real time and like within seconds. And then we load a thank you page based on that client. We have a photo or hopefully a video of that client saying, hey, I'm Bob from Bob's Insurance. I'm really excited to speak with you. I've been doing this for 30 years. And look, I get it. You've probably heard about lots of different types of insurance before, but I want to help every single person get the policy that works for them. And there's going to be no pressure. I'm just looking forward to talking to you. We just added a human element to our funnel instead of being just a quiz on the internet that people don't know about. So now we have a human element, and Bob from Bob's Insurance is like, I'm from Calgary, Alberta. He can speak to the people. He says there's no pressure. He says he's going to help that fix their situation. That's going to really help with contact rate, and we've seen that directly. Phone verification, very important. Again, you don't need to add this right away, but you want to add it as quick as possible because it's simply going to increase contact rates and get rid of fake leads, obviously, right? So text verification. So you can do some data enrichment. So if you have something like, let's say you're doing solar, you could pull address or address information from like a public data. You could pull address information, beds, bath, value, enrich your data. So again, if someone's just given you their street address, you can pull a bunch of more information from some sort of database. That can really, help add lead value without friction. You don't need to ask somebody how many beds and baths they have because you can actually just grab that from the MLS or another site. On-site follow. Oh, this one's really interesting. On-site follow and widget boosts capture across sites. So adding a sticky launcher that opens the funnel on click exit intent. So that can be this little chat bot that's in the bottom that's like chat with us now. And it actually just pops open the quiz. Or you could try chatbots. This is something we're actually looking to test pretty soon here, is actually just go right to a chatbot and see if people interact with that. I tried that in the past. It didn't really work, but I think it's been a few years and people might see like a, chat with a live agent now and just see what happens there and maybe use AI to do that. UTM driven personalization. So if you're doing Google search, add the keyword into the headlines. You can use that with UTMs. Again, this is best for search and display. Social traffic specifics, prioritize above the fold clarity and unmistakable tap target. Fast load, minimal distractions, immediate value promise. Fast load is crucial. That's what we use Unbounce and lead capture. Again, you've seen my insurance page there. It's simple, boom, right in their face. Social, they're on the toilet. They're dropping their kids off at school. they're not paying attention in class, whatever, we need to get the information to them as soon as possible. We're going to lose them. Again, I'll link this in the description. Video and social proof usage. Short vertical video blocks can outperform static in some niches. Place testimonial proof close to form. Use concise teaser text under form. So we don't really have, well, I guess we have this teaser text here, and then we've got testimonials. Videos can work really well too. And so we do have quite a bit going on under here, some FAQs just to look professional. John actually said a lot of times just a floating quiz with absolutely nothing does well. So you can kind of test this. This is a less of a priority than your headlines is, but let's say you get your landing page from 10 to 20% just with headlines. Now it's like, okay, let's see what happens when we put the reviews right here. Let's see what happens when we put a little video right here saying, here's what's going to happen. So there's a few little things you can tweak there. So compliance built in, you can do a dedicated TCPA consent at the bottom of the page, keep it visible on the page near submit. So obviously you want to make sure people are opting in properly. We also use Active Prospect, something called Trusted Forum that records every single user journey, and we keep a save file of that user journey to make sure if anyone ever said, I never filled this out, we could be like, here's you filling it out. We got the tapes, man. We got the receipts. Okay, so that's important. Design restraint wins. Fewer elements often convert better. Large fonts, generous spacing, direct copy, beat clever design flourishes. This is so true. People come in, they're like, look at this insane funnel I made. I'm like, that's not going to convert. Use the simple, basic one that we gave you. Stop trying to reinvent the wheel here, guys. Sorry. Some of you guys are great at design. That's awesome. But simple wins. Platform notes. So dynamic redirects supported via distribution tools. Address fields can use enrich friendly providers. So using like Google API to fill in addresses is going to be really helpful. Keep progress, UI, consent blocks, and widgets configurable by toggle. So you want to be able to toggle that very quickly and test that, I think is what's being said here. So guys, hopefully that was helpful. I learned a lot from it. There's going to be some things that I'm implementing in my funnels. And this is this is probably the biggest win a lot of you can implement. Okay. So if you want access to templates like this, you can join LeadBase Pro below. You can get access to myself, multiple other coaches, the founders of a lot of these softwares. You can talk to all of us directly in this group with over 320 something members at the time of this video. And again, it's for $99. If you don't get your first client in 60 days, get your money back. Again, for whatever reason you hate it, you think it's the stupidest thing ever, just talk to me. I'll either help you or I'll give you your money back. I'm not, it's $99. That's why I want people to try LeadBase Pro, give us feedback. We're always trying to improve it. Again, I filmed like 10 new videos. I'm filming 10 to 12, 15 more videos this month on client acquisition to make it better and better, because I want to have a good, community that people actually like. So guys, hope you enjoyed this video. Please like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Appreciate you all. See you in the next one.